Hey, Bluffnix. Hey, Louie Love. Hi, Ozzy Cop, Claudia, Smart Nocturne, Cold Tofu. Hi, besties. Rosie. Oh, wow.
69 Sam 420 raided my stream with 53 viewers.
Wait, what? 69 Sam 420. Thank you for the raid. Wow, we love that. Welcome, raiders. Yeah, I am in the middle of a kitchen remodel, guys. Thank you for the raid. Good afternoon. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Next Level Devil. Hey, all cute. Miss Joe. Rosie. Do you want the rest of this Twinkie or not? Rosie has been fucking playing games. Yeah, I'm in a construction zone. Come on. She's been refusing to eat her dog food. It's like, okay, Rosie, I got her 2 different kinds, and she just... And then I tried feeding her cat food, which she always eats, but it's like anytime someone eats or like has a bite of food, she just runs to them immediately. Immediately. Hi, Diamond Form. Ugh. I gotta paint the other side of the cabinets. Get ready for the... Good afternoon, I'm fucking stoned. Ugh. I'm getting there. I just am like... I haven't had... The wallpaper was so far from a serve. I need dabs, though. Good luck on the building. Thank you, thank you. I need the lock. I need the lock. Praise it and blaze it. Okay, let me see here. Do I go... How much is a gram of tabs? Like 35. Oh my god, Yuri.
Yuri Watson just resubscribed for 13 months. Suspended on Twitter but still alive.
I saw that. We hate to see it. Let me know. Like, I'm curious to know when you'll be back. Hello, everyone else, though. Thank you for the 13 months. My goodness. Honestly, like, I wasn't able to get all of the paint off. I had to take a shower. I forgot that I had paint on my back. You got suspended on Twitter too? Oh no, I need to be careful in there. I gotta be careful. Ugh. But yeah, I woke up today and I was just so fucking exhausted. $35 is what I normally pay. 35 to 40, sometimes 30, I don't know. But that's unreal. She was brigaded. They were brigaded, I'm sorry. Oh, I got a good neck pop. I'm gonna sit on my pillow real quick. My neck pillow. Get myself ready for this. This is kind of like where a bunch of the junket junk in the houses right now because of this remodel. So yeah, here's this. This is like, honestly, guys, I love this thing. Oh, let me get in here. Oof. Oh God. Oh. It just kind of.
Keegs 420 tipped $70. Get you some dabs.
Oh my God, thank you, Keegs. I'm going to. I have to. Wow. Wow, thank you, Keegs. Oh my God. Oh my, thank you. We love that. We love that. Thank you. Oh my goodness, guys. Please. Oh wow. I'm like, maybe I am stoned. I don't know. So hold on. You're not supposed to lay on this for longer than 10 minutes because you can pass out, apparently. So, let me... It kind of just feels like it stretches out your neck. Holy shit, though, thank you. That will be going straight to that. Oof. Oof. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Who else saw lips? Nobody saw lips. You guys are monsters. Nobody fucking saw that. I hate yolks a lot. You guys, please. Hi, Horiana. Hey, Garnine. Hi, Adam Foley. You look great today. I'm so tired right now. Oh my God. Feel it calm and zen. I'm feeling good. What's with the kitchen? So we're remodeling. We're doing great. Hold on, let me grab my banana clip. I gotta get that because we're painting. Yes. A banana clip. Yeah, I'm painting. I don't want to get paint in my hair. I love the color green. I have to do a second coat because it's like not completely even, you know, which we hate. We need Cody to do all the remodeling work, you know. It's just like, where's Cody at? This is what he does. He said it himself, he just wanted a taste, and now, like, but he didn't get what he wanted. He just, you guys know, you guys saw it for yourself. It's nasty behavior. It is, it's just nasty behavior. What's up, next Next level devil. Hoggy is this new apartment now. I am remodeling my kitchen. Can we get ballet in your demolished kitchen? I have paint right here, so I don't want to knock it over. Okay, hold on. I have this leftover macaroni. I've been eating this macaroni for like 2 days now. Why doesn't give me help? He's going to. Don't worry. And he has been. He just won't on camera. It's shells and cheese though. So it's a little okay. I made this in the microwave. So put this back in here. That's good. I love shells and cheese. That's good. What happened? OMG, we're literally. I heard, what? The kitchen will look so good. It's going to. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna grab my Diet Pepsi here. I'm on a diet. Oh my fucking god, my back is killing me. It's getting really bad. Ooh, ibuprofen. Oof. Do you see that? That takes skill. The white cheddar with the white cheddar. Shells and cheese are so good too. Oh my. Thinking about Twinkies. Hold on, let me get Rosie in here. Sorry. Rosie. She's just honestly. Ozzy, what are you doing? This is how she hates you. No, it's true. That's... Good girl, Mrs. Joe. Rosie, please. Give it now. Okay. Okay, so what do you... Should I work on the cabinets downstairs first? Or should I finish this, what's going on up here? What do I do? What do you guys think? It's alive and well in the tween community. The fat shaming, oh yeah. The fat shaming lives and breathes in the tween community. That's what they do. Doesn't matter who you are subject to it if you're near a twink. And I'm not here to twink shame, but it's true, it's true. You're thick and beautiful. Thank you. I'm just joking. Twink is a slur, just like the I word. Oh my god. Sorry. Holly, you're going nuts too. Oh my god, thank you. Oh god, I've been doing a deep dive into the cult NXIVM, Red Bry, Keith Raniere, and that Smallville girl. And let me tell ya, it's really fucking weird. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, he could get it, to be honest. That's so disgusting. He's so misogynistic. It's disgusting. Hold on. It's disturbing. Hold on. Let's see if I can just get any recordings of him. Like, Where I just, like, I don't want, like, the fucking storylines. That's not what I'm trying to find.
Small businesses are struggling.
I just want you guys to hear him talk, because he's just the worst.
Some amazing artists are playing a first-of-its-kind after-party concert to rally support for them with Verizon. Tune in. Let's all pay it forward.
Turned to sentencing today for Suns cult leader Keith Raniere. The founder of the group Nexium was convicted last year of sex.
Facing life behind bars for his role in the so-called sex cult.
I'm an interesting person. I'm a controversial person, but most importantly, I'm an unconventional person.
Prosecutors say Raniere, known as Vanguard to his followers,
Ugh.
was a con man and a predator who used blackmail to force women to be his slaves and have sexual relationships with him. Raniere hadn't spoken publicly since he was convicted of sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy charges last year. This call is from
Raniere.
an inmate at a federal prison. But this
That's where
weekend,
he
with the help of
belongs.
followers who still support him, he released a podcast from behind bars.
What?
Saying he is just trying to do good.
You know, you have the people, the Gandhis, the Martin Luther Kings, all those great people of the world, and, you know, I'm nowhere near that in what I've been able to achieve. Yet, in this particular case, I'm given a spotlight that is far greater than my personhood.
And that he's not the devil some people think he is.
Women have been treated terribly in this country and in the world, but in particular in this country, by people of power, by people like me. But that doesn't mean that I did those things. And it certainly doesn't mean that I'm guilty of these charges.
Many of Raniere's former followers will be inside the courtroom to deliver victim impact statements to the judge, including India Oxenberg, daughter of Dynasty star Catherine Oxenberg, who spent 7 years in the group. In her
Wait,
first
she's
interview
speaking
since breaking
out?
free from the so-called guru, she told us she was brainwashed, branded with Raniere's
what?
initials,
She
and
spoke
coerced
out?
into a relationship with him.
Oh,
I'm
thank
planning
God.
to speak at his sentencing. I need
And
that.
what will you
closure
say?
for
Do you know what
myself.
you're going to say?
I have a written statement
Thank God,
that
India.
I've been
Oh my God,
painting
girl.
over and over and over.
It's Nexium, the Keith Raniere cult. Hold on, let me... And he had like all of these actresses in this cult too. It's just so creepy. What's this?
And we have dramatic news in the high-profile case of Nexium, the self-help group that was exposed as a sex cult. Self-help guru and the leader of Nexium, Keith Raniere, was...
Let me see if I can cast it so it's like louder.
was sentenced today to 120 years in federal prison. Victim impact statements lasted for hours today in court in Brooklyn, New York. The 60-year-old Raniere was convicted last summer on charges of racketeering, sex trafficking of children, extortion, and conspiracy to commit forced
Smallville, yes.
labor. Court TV special contributor Ashley Banfield has been covering this case. She joins us now. Wow, what a day.
What a day indeed.
There were
What a
two sex,
beautiful day.
two
Jenny, who went
girls
to
from
that
Smallville in
court,
it.
many victims in Texas. Sometimes
Just-
the most dramatic moment in the court process, because that's what this is all about, right? This is the end of the process. Hopefully, closure maybe not, but at least justice, and they get to be a part of it. And very high in the ranks, is a young woman by the name of Sarah Edmondson. And she is the star of the HBO series The Vow. She's also one of the first top members to turn against this cult and work with the FBI to investigate Mary and the others, and eventually lead to the day we had today, a 120-year sentence. And I had the exclusive opportunity to speak with Sarah just a little over an hour ago to get her reaction, not only to that walloping sentence.
This is like, hold on, I need you guys to know.
This story. Here's our conversation. Tell me your reaction, 120 years.
You know, the first person who messaged me said that The Bachelor is...
Oh, not this.
Stream it live on ABC with YouTube TV.
You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Ryan, good day, sir. I feel off, man. I feel off. Halloween's around the corner. I'm doing these awesome movie nights.
I don't
soon,
care.
Of course, with my for being mass murder.
You have nowhere to hide bodies.
Yeah, they're all filled with posters here. The whole house.
Okay, I'm done. Let's just get back to music. I can't find anything good.
Something tells me you gotta know the people you're hanging around with. You gotta, but sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just don't know the darkest, deepest secrets. I wonder if Jeffrey Dahmer. By the way, I'm not.
It's getting weird. I don't know that she came up with the idea of branding the girls. I mean, that's what has been said. She's clearly a very deeply manipulated victim by this man. I'm not saying that she hasn't victimized multiple other women, but she's like he was like starving these women. These women were like sleep deprived, and I think all of those things have happened to her. I think she was pushed in a very dark place, and I think she should face charges. I think she should face criminal charges, but I don't think she should to the degree that Keith Raniere will. Like, I don't know what her sentencing was. What's up, bestie? So I don't really know. What's up, Rat King? How's it going? This is some Manson shit. It's like worse though, because it was like this multi-level marketing scheme about like bettering yourself. It's like it was like straight cult. The Manson shit is insane too. Dita Von Diest did make a public statement today, though, just for a little update for those of you who have been following with me. She did state that that was not her experience with Manson in the 7 years that they were together, and she did not leave him because of domestic abuse. She left him because of infidelity, which would have been with, like, her name is escaping me right now. The girl that just spoke out against him, Evan Rachel Woods, was actually the woman that Manson was cheating on her with, but she said that was not her experience with Manson, and she left him because of infidelity and drug abuse, but she stands with the women. Yeah, like, it's super fucked up. I was like, I didn't know if you guys wanted to watch more of that today or listen to more of that today, but that's something else I've been, like, really looking into. The fucking NXIVM cult thing is also really bizarre. there's been thousands of members. It's very much so, to me, it feels a lot like the same kind of layout as, I'm sorry, what is it? Fucking Scientology. It's all about betterment, you know, bettering yourself. It's a humanitarian organization that's like an MLM, who was founded by this guy, Keith Raniere, who first became like known in like 1984 or something because he like he had like the highest rated IQ that year, and he was in like the Guinness Book of World Records, and he like milked the shit out of this and like started multiple different MLMs. And NXIVM is the one that really, you know, took off. So it's pretty insane. That one is the Manson stuff. Oh my god, Ophelia. Hey, Ophelia Bear, what's up? Let the men love men. True. What's up? How are you? I was talking about the recent, I was talking about the NXIVM cult, because it's fucking weird. It's like, it was definitely like this weird sex cult. He had like Allison Mack, I think, was that Alice? I don't, maybe. Anyway, their initials are like branded, and these women that were in this cult, it's like very bizarre. Oh no, well, it's actually over, Ophelia. Like, it's been shut down. I'm sorry.
Statistical inference tipped $1. Hoggy loving the green cabinets. What are you going to do with the blue trim in the back?
Oh, I'm gonna get rid of that. I think I'm gonna do either kind of like a marble backsplash and continue with like the real marble look that I'm gonna get eventually kind of up to like what this point of what a backsplash would normally be. Or I was thinking just white tile with black grout. I can't decide. But if you want a cool cult to join, look into Crestone, Colorado. Ophelia. Crestone is like more the vibe that I think like we would be into, you know. Look into Crestone. It's just this weird town of like 100 people, and they all live in like these weird buses and like this little trailer community and like out in the mountains, and it's like kind of a self-sustaining community. There have been a couple people that have been murdered there, but that was like 6 or 7 years ago, so it's unsolved, but like I just it seems like a cool area. That's just one of the downsides. But everything else about it seemed really cool. It wasn't like sex culty at all. It was basically just like they did a bunch of drugs and lived in like these trailers together, which seemed like they mainly smoked weed and did like mushrooms. And I was like, you know, honestly, I would love to visit a place like that on vacation. And they do have a little bit of a traveling area. I was like, that sounds like fun. And then I was looking into it more, and I started reading into the area, and there's like this unsolved murder. Missing person, but I believe it was a murder, or the police believe it was a murder for whatever reason. I don't fucking remember. Do they even have internet there? I don't think they would. So it would be like me just kind of going off the grid. It's like literally middle of nowhere, Colorado. It looks really like it's really a beautiful area. I totally understand why people would like want to live there. That's scary, bitch. Okay, I'm just saying, like, just because like one person was murdered in a town doesn't mean everybody's gonna get murdered in the town, right? Have you seen the Ranj? No, I'm sorry, I don't even know how to say that. Ranjishpuram. No, I canceled Netflix because it sucks, and now I have HBO Max. Okay, that's a fair point, but do they have McDonald's? The last thing I really need around me is McDonald's. I think McDonald's being far away from me is good. It's like a cult documentary. Oh my god. God, I gotta tell ya, the HBO documentaries really are just so good. They really are. Like, I gotta say it. I would watch with those people, but no, I would watch with those with people, but no, I don't know. They freak me out. Yeah, the HBO documentaries, I'm just like, damn, these are fucking... I eat my kitty up. What's up, love? There's no... Would you stop it with these fart jokes, smart nocturne? You know that disgusts me. I don't like that behavior. God, I'm just like... God, I just want real food. I can't handle it. Like, I need protein so bad, but I just want to make this popcorn. It's 100 calories. You know what else I should do? Drink water. Like, God, I've barely had any water to drink today. Okay. So, I gotta paint this little island area. It shouldn't actually take too long. Yeah. Who said that? Smart nocturne. Oh. Do you have DoorDash out here?
Tanaj Curry just resubscribed for 5 months. Hello, Mammy, missed you while I haven't been on Twitch.
Thank you. Thank you for the subscribing, Tanner J. Curry, for the 5 months. Please clap. Thank you. Let's check out the popcorn. Oh, I feel as if it can pop a little longer. Let's just do like 30 seconds. I just hate it when my popcorn burns. It's one of the most disgusting things in the world to me. So... oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, hold up. Wait a sec. I don't know, I may have burnt it just a tad. Oof. Oof. That's good. I'm putting pepper on this popcorn. I love pepper on popcorn. It's just one of my faves. You guys should try it if you never have. I don't know if you guys do. Popcorn often as like a snack, but this 100-calorie popcorn. It's really good. What? Only real ingredients. That's what I see. Whole grain. This is good stuff. Best by December 21st. What? Oh, okay. Kettle corn is demonic, like super good. Your eye makeup looks good today, thank you. I love kettle corn. It's a rarity. I hate like the unpopcorn. Dollywood? What? Okay, Princess. I see. Not all of us have access to that. Okay. I just hate it whenever people brag. Casey loves that caramel popcorn. Oh, the Skinny Pop. The Skinny Pop kettle is good. Okay. So I guess we start edging. I don't even know. I'm just confused anymore. Did you say edging? Is that gonna be a problem? Oh. I gotta get some energy. I have a pot of coffee on. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good. Okay, so I wonder. Made sour cream chai rolls. That sounds like a good serve. Can you guys believe this was Willow Smith? Like, wow. Can I just say I love the Smith family? Please play Susie, Save Your Love. You hear me skip it. I went back like twice. I was like, do I? I've just listened to that song a million times. I'm just like, did it come out on HBO today? I'm waiting for Sean. Play Utensil by Sophie. Oh, Unicel. I'm like, huh. There we go. Oh, on Hulu. Wait, has Sean already watched it? Hi, Real Man. White. How long is it? The Britney doc. You've been invested in Britney this week. I've just been
My face is the front of shop. My face is a real shop front. My shop is a fixer front. I'm real when I shop my face.
Well, I'm seeing when Sean's getting off so we can plan this.
My face is the front of shop. My face is the real shop front. My shop is the fixer front.
Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do a viewing party. Okay. I posted it in Discord, sorry. I'm still painting, it's exhausting. All right, mark it on your calendars, besties. Quite a bit. It was quite a bit better than more than what am I doing? Okay. Love a hardworking woman. Thank you, people weird. Oh God, I'm just so fucking tired. Oh, like I'm having really bad bender vibes. Oh, hi. Holly is a beauty. Thank you. More than water. I've been bathing in it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why am I doing this? It's not even good. Countertop will end up being like a white marble. Okay, hold up. Have you guys watched this TikTok yet? Just hold on, let me make sure like you guys can kind of see. Okay.
Hey y'all, for those of y'all that know me know, my hair has been like this for about a month now. It's not a choice. No, it's not a choice. When I do my hair, I like to, finish it off with a God Glue spray. Just to keep it in big. Well, I didn't have any more God Glue spray, so I used this. Gorilla Glue. Bad idea.
Hold on.
You know what I'm telling you? It don't move. I've washed my hair 15 times and it don't move. Stiff wear. My hair. So I'm gonna tell y'all like this. If you ever run out of Got to Be Glue spray, don't ever use this unless you want your hair to be like that. Hey y'all.
She looks good. Oh shit, wait, hold on. Hold on. She posted this video too, which she saw this. It's so funny. I went to her Instagram too. Oh my god, not funny. She's had a great attitude about it.
You wipe it off and nothing happens. Like, this is the life that I'm living at this point. This is the life that I guess I'm gonna have to live. Yeah.
Okay, and then she said, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh no. The coconut oil didn't work. Okay. She said, thank you all for the encouraging words and ideas. Hold on, let me just go to her Instagram. Ugh, my god. But this woman is a fucking saint. For one, she runs a fucking free fucking daycare. This woman is a saint. She's literally a saint. And by the way, she's 40 years old. She's 40. I don't think I looked that young or good at 20. So I'm just like, this woman, I think she's been pretty funny about it though. Okay, let me find. I just followed her. I'm the old lady. Okay. So she said, thank you all for the encouraging words and ideas to get rid of this forever ponytail. I will try someday when I get off from work, and I'll keep you guys posted. By the way, if you see me walking around with a headscarf or head, just mind your business. LOL. And then she said she was gonna try the coconut oil and tea tree oil, and that did not work. She's honestly like, and then she posted this, the fan art. I cannot. She's honestly, and then whenever you go down to her other stuff though, she's honestly, she just seems like such a good person. Like, she runs a free fucking daycare. She's gorgeous. Like, she just seems like she has such a great personality. Like, aw. That's so sweet. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I just have to keep updated, I guess, because I just can't. I have to know what's going on. I need to know, like, I need to stay in the loop. Yeah, she just posted that she's going to the ER. So, yeah. She's going to the ER. Hey, Christian girl. Have you painted the oven yet? No. Should I? Well, it's actually been on her head for a month. So I don't know. I knew a girl that used, this is a little different. She used, nail glue for eyelash glue, and they wouldn't come off. They were on her eyes for like a month, and she's fine. I think it'll be fine. This is Runner. She used nail glue. Yeah, she used nail glue and it ended up being okay. I just... Don't be judgmental. You never know. You never know what somebody's going through. But yeah, she's like, she honestly just seems like such a sweet woman. What? Excuse me? Oh, it's like they're too... Tearing out the cabinets and the faucet thing has definitely been one of the harder aspects of this, for sure. already exhausted. I wanna be that cool. Guys, I think you'll love this look by the time we're finished. I know we have some doubters in chat, and that's fine. You guys can doubt me all the fuck you want. But whenever I completely HD TV remodel, hi Astromod. Whenever I completely HD TV remodel this kitchen, don't come crawling back to me looking for renovation tips. The haters know who they are. Oh, goodness grief. Queen kitchen remodel is beautiful. Jake's at work, guys. He should just quit though, so he can help me finish this. And then he can get back to it. I just don't see why he can't get the time off work for the remodel. But honestly, Jake would so not want to stream any of it. So any work I get done with Jake isn't gonna be streamed because he doesn't like being on camera. A little camera shy now. He got on camera with Tammy though. Little weird, but this got done way faster than what I did last night somehow. I guess I did a lot more last night, but maybe I can get the other sides of the cabinets downstairs done too. Today, that would be fantastic. Something else I need to do is just kind of clean up some of these paint marks, or find something to fill the bottom of these cabinets with, or paint them. I just don't really know what I'm going to do with these, like the actual, I don't know, maybe I'll just get like a good shelving tape type thing. I'll have to look and see what the best option is for that. Okay, so this side over here we'll get another coat. Oh. And then I'm also a little worried I might have to take out some of the hardware here that I have paint on, because I'm not sure the doors are going to be able to close correctly. But it's fine. If that happens, I'll just take it out, clean it up with some like acetone or whatever, mineral spirits, and it will be okay. Also, the old hardware from, sorry, I'm struggling to like keep my thoughts going, from here for the hinges need cleaned up, and then I was thinking of spray painting those more of like a brass color, because they are kind of actually a little expensive. Like, I'm really trying to do this on a dime. The hinges are just fine. If I can just get them to match the color of the knobs, I would be happy with that. Because that would be, I mean, quite a bit. I would end up needing 60 hinges. Say 2 hinges, what I was seeing were about $5 a piece. So 60 times, wait, no. 30 times 5. What would 30 times 5 be? What would 30 times 5 be? 90, 120, 150, $150. Ugh. I'll just try spray painting first, you know, and then if it doesn't work, then I will definitely spend the extra money, get the new door hinges, but we'll try spray painting them first to save that. Okay. I'm a robot. Sam. Okay. Oof. Sometimes you just want to make sure there's nothing weird on these. replace this too and get like something sexier. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. I want to get like all smart outlets and shit available or whatever the fuck, but I don't really need one for that. I think I could go like gold in here too, but I don't know if it's needed. Maybe I can just go white. Can I just like say how fucking bruised I am? Like, oh my fucking god. Guys, ugh. long. Okay. Beautiful. Next side. Oh my god, that color is gorgeous. Thank you, baby. Mm. 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 Okay. Let's get on with it. Beautiful cleaner. No, it's true. Ah. Okay. Oh. Let's do it. Guys, this is fucking. Mm. painting around this shit is a pain. Like in the ass. Ugh. This is like wallpaper right here, so I'm really like giving a fuck. Let's take a second. How's the renovation going today? It's a lot. It's just, it just keeps going and going. I fear we'll never be finished. Hold up. Wipe up my paint. Oh, fuck, you guys are stuck in my hair. Yeah, it'll be worth it whenever it looks good, I suppose. Ugh. How worth it? Yeah, never mind. Baby, when we're grinding, I'm so excited. Somehow we found it. For real close. You're making hard for me. Other side. This, the green color will be like sexy. Like, it is what it is. Oof. I don't think it's something we'll regret. Wait, what? You don't see it working? Why? It's not even finished, it's just a process. You're being kind of nasty right now. I don't think cute of it. No, it's true. You know, and we can paint the cabinets many a times. The haters are mad. Rosie. A marble fridge. Shut up. Miss Joe. Good girl. Love that for her. It is what it is. I'm not gonna give you any more. Rosie, you're not like supposed to have sugar like that, hun. Having fun? No. How are you? I'm like tired. I'm covered in bruises. I like woke up this morning and I was walking like bow-legged because my legs are so sore. Do dogs get sugar rushes too? It's okay though. We're gonna get this done. Whatever it takes, I know I can make it through. I was thinking though, Guys, don't forget, join Discord tonight if you want to join us for the Britney watch party. Oh my god. How long is the Britney? Does anyone know here in chat? I'm not sure. It's not coming out till 9 p.m. Central tonight, so it will be released on YouTube or on Hulu then. So Sean might not, like, it might take Sean a while to get situated, so we're doing 10. Like you. What's releasing, huh? Oh, the Rolling Stone, or Rolling Stone, the Britney documentary, Framing Britney Spears. We'll be watching tonight in my Discord if you want to join. Enjoying on it. You yourself, if you're still here, you should join too. If you're a Britney fan, I don't know. I'm bad too early. Oh my god. I'm just like, I just can't. I have no idea what to expect with the documentary. I really hope I stay up. I just burnt myself. Ugh. I hope we get to the bottom of it. I do. Oh. Guys. Okay. Did you watch the Wendy Williams movie? No. But let's do. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my little speaker. I'm gonna go grab my little speaker really quick.
Sorry, the music stopped since your Spotify account is being used on another device.
Okay. I'm gonna go pee. Would you guys rather hear about NXIVM or would you guys rather hear about the Marilyn Manson stuff? The sex cult. Did you go out to any Britney tours? Sean did. He went to, he saw her on like the circus tour. Let's do, NXIVM because you guys don't know it. Okay, let's just see. This could be good. No.
A total cult. Keith Raniere and NXIVM.
No, not that one.
Okay, so the first question I wanted to ask is something. Thank
You have your
Thank
list.
you, by the way. I do.
You
have
have
my
your
list.
list of
Thank you
questions.
so much.
Oh my.
Okay, so this is Keith Raniere and Allison Mack of Smallville, basically the ringleaders of this like cult MLM.
But when you have the opportunity to just put a bright light on me and just question.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really, really weird.
I have to take advantage. So the first question I came up with is something that sort of, it seems like it's kind of a trend right now. Like Elizabeth Gilbert started it before with the TED Talk about creativity, and then there's like all these books and all these processes of like, what is creativity? And it's this gift from the gods. And I know for myself, there are moments in time when I feel like creatively abound. And then there are other times when I just feel like the most boring person on the planet. I can't come up with anything. And I was just wondering if you could explain sort of your take on the nature of creativity and if there's a process of
what I'm getting you for your graduation. You're in high school.
Creating creativity.
Guys, actually, I had this idea. I'm going to create a Discord yearbook. So, okay, this seems to be the highest.
Hey everybody, I know sometimes the topics I cover on this channel can get a little bit intense, perhaps like this video you guys are going to be watching today, so I just wanted to remind you guys that my puppy Casper has his own YouTube channel, so if you need a little bit of wholesome goodness after this video, make sure to check it out. Links for his channel will be in the description box down below, or just type in Casper the Friendly Floof on YouTube. Love you guys, let's get into the video. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Blair, or the Illuminati, and today we're going to be discussing a company or a cult or whatever you want to call it. It's called NXIVM though. NXIVM may not be one of the more well-known MLMs I've covered, but they're definitely vastly more disturbing and the most cult-like organization I think I've come across aside from actual cults. Interestingly enough, NXIVM doesn't sell anything either. Not products, I mean. What they sold were personal growth seminars up until they were shut down. And yeah, you heard that right. I know we hope time and time again that these MLMs get shut down for being a pyramid scheme and taking advantage of people, but today, the MLM we're discussing was shut down for things in an entirely different direction. Even though the case has been pretty much closed, this is a company, if you can even call it that, that's always interested me. So let's just dive into it and get ready for some real scary horror stories. Let's go. I'll very briefly go over NXIVM's founder here, because even before this saga of MLM cultishness can even start, it's important to know that NXIVM was pretty much on bad footing even before it began. Keith Raniere, the NXIVM founder, has a dark and very alarming past. Even as a child, he had a strange view about people and a perspective on the world that was really kind of concerning. As a boy, he read Isaac Asimov's sci-fi novel about a brilliant scientist who knew his galaxy was in irremediable decline and had reduced all human behavior to elegant mathematical equations. It inspired Raniere later to try and do the same. Keith went on to eventually study math and physics at the Polytechnic Institute, but it wasn't long before the first crime, not just a red flag, but a crime, took place. In 1984, when he was 24 years old, he slept with a 15-year-old girl. But Keith apparently explained to the girl's older sister that her sister's soul was much older than her biological.
And I actually did some extra research on this too, and I'm not sure if she's going to cover this, but he had this whole talk with the whole family. Let's see.
Age. So, yeah, that's not how law works. I don't
Unless
care
this
if
is a different girl.
Soul. It was 1,000 years old, according to this guy. That's illegal. She's underage. This isn't some anime shit where she's actually a 4,000-year-old vampire. I don't want to fucking hear it. It's not legal. Her name was Gina Hutchinson, and she'll be mentioned later, okay. But I'm sure you can already see why this would probably be one of the more disturbing MLMs I've covered. Also in the 80s, Keith worked for Amway. No surprise there, really. And in 1989, was cited in the Guinness Book of World Records for being one of 3 people in the world with an IQ superior to the rest of humanity. In the 90s, Keith made his own pyramid scheme. Not NXIVM, at least not yet. This one was called Consumers Byline. Keith apparently founded this on the principle that a more ethical world would consist of people that understood and pursued their goals in aggressive and ruthless ways, which is just rich coming from the guy that slept with a minor, but okay, let's continue. In 1990, Raniere decided to apply his theory to a new business, Consumers Byline, a multi-level marketing program near Albany that promised lucrative commissions to old customers for recruiting new ones. He barnstormed the nation, promoting discounts on groceries, dishwashers, and even hotel stays, stroking crowds of 1,000 pumped up and profit-hungry people. He was like a mythological figure. The guy with the 240 IQ was coming to town, says Robert Bremer, a former distributor for the outfit. Raniere says by the end of 1993, he had sold $1 billion in goods and services, employed 80 people, and had 250,000 believers paying him $19 a month to hawk his goods. He claims he was worth $50 million, yet he appeared to carry no money, says Bremer, adding that Raniere seemed to sleep all day, rolled into his office around 10 p.m., and sometimes held meetings at 1 a.m. Business flagged, debt ballooned, and customers complained. Regulators in 20 states began to investigate. In 1993, the New York Attorney General filed a civil suit alleging Consumers Byline was a pyramid scheme. Without admitting wrongdoing, Raniere settled for $40,000, of which he only paid $9,000 as of 2003 when this article was written. He says he can't pay the rest, though he also says his ample finances let him live on savings. To be clear, a guy with an IQ of 240, supposedly, couldn't figure out how to run an MLM without being shut down for pyramid scheme allegations. Okay, sure. That's why I don't believe he's a smart man. A smart man wouldn't sleep with a teenager and create an MLM. But Keith wasn't done, obviously. A year later, he made another MLM that failed called National Health Network. They sold vitamins, but again, it was short-lived. The third MLM was called Executive Success Program, later rebranded as what we will be focusing on today, NXIVM. Keith started this with Nancy Salzman, a psychiatric nurse at the time. Now that
who also was an experienced hypnotist. Keep in mind, she didn't say that, maybe, but yes, she was a hypnotist.
Founder and have an idea for what's to come, let's start getting into NXIVM as a business. Now, there are a lot of documentaries or video essays on NXIVM. One from Investigation Discovery, another from Lifetime. There's a book called The Program, a podcast, and HBO intends to cover this as well. Obviously, I can't go over every single one of their accounts on this story, or we'd be here for years, but I'm going to piece together everything we can from the various sources, and there are a lot of sources for this one. NXIVM members had a 12-step mission statement once they entered the company, one that they would pledge to ethically control as much of the money, wealth, and resources of the world as possible. Yeah, that's real.
What?
Keith also demanded that he be called Vanguard in meetings, and for Salzman, perfect. I will not once be referring to them in those terms throughout this video because these people don't deserve their self-imposed titles or even a shred of respect.
Ugh.
One of the most notable people NXIVM recruited was Allison Mack. She was on Smallville in 2001 when NXIVM members targeted her, introducing themselves as a mentorship program. They held a seminar about empowering women, and to Mack, meeting one of the most intelligent man, finding mentorship as she reached celebrity status at only 18 must have sounded promising. With a lot of MLMs or strange companies, from Tyra Banks' MLM to Goop, the celebrity stamp of approval brings companies miles ahead of where they should be. Keith lured her into the group, and Mack, in return, targeted sororities with young women that would trust her, look up to her, and join. At first, upon reading all of this, I didn't understand why these women wouldn't just run for the hills, just nope out of there, just anything. With hindsight, it seems so obvious this was a horrible idea. However, Keith Rainier has a way about him that I can't exactly describe.
It's awful.
Say right now? You're insecure about that. Is that scary for you?
No.
Why not?
Because I trust that what you're going to say is going to be good. And
this is him and Allison Mack.
You're going to be okay. When we have insecurities, and this relates to vulnerability, where we think we may not be okay, then it becomes scary. See, it's not the insecurity that's the problem, it's the fear of the insecurity.
I can see why he was so successful at preying upon people, hearing him speak. In one video with Allison Mack, he has such an eerie way about him. I don't feel like
I've seen that video. Yeah, this is Keith Rainier.
He tells Allison she's insecure about what he's going to say next and asks, "Is that scary for you?" Out of context, without the cult background, this may not seem like a big deal. It's just one conversation. But some of the phrases he uses are just weird.
It's hard for a person to be deeply authentic if they're inauthentic with themselves. And people who are inauthentic with themselves, the nature of being inauthentic with yourself is that you're blind to it. Otherwise, you'd be authentic with yourself and then you'd be sort of conning yourself on top of it.
Right.
But true self-inauthenticity is blindness. It's an incompletion. But with understanding this philosophically and opening these areas up, then what are the practices? What are the actual practical tools that allow you to, if you will, it's almost custom design, or you might call it designer emotional states, designer emotional capacity, designer emotional transitions. Not only how do you design them, but how do you practice them?
It's hard for a person to be deeply authentic if they're inauthentic with themselves.
So gaslighting.
So deep and so thoughtful. On the surface, he comes across like a wise, intelligent man, when in reality, that phrase holds almost no weight. You can't be honest if you lie to yourself. If I say that in plain wording without his tone, yeah, it's pretty obvious. Yet, Keith's manipulations are top-notch. I'm not sure if he actually believes what he's saying, or he's just using it as a tactic.
It's hard to say.
Without his language and tone, I doubt he would have gotten this far. And at first, NXIVM appeared like a life-changing event for these people. Recruits paid more than $7,500 for grueling 12-hour incentives featured NXIVM's patented Executive Success Program technology, a patchwork of various self-help programs, religious ideologies, and hypnosis techniques. They could also take classes through the smaller companies under the NXIVM umbrella. The Source, a
Like
workshop
what?
for actors led by Mac, Delegates, a TaskRabbit-esque startup primarily staffed by younger female members, and JNESS, a female empowerment group whose Facebook wall features
Thank you,
Martin
Mixed
Luther
Queen.
King Jr. quotes juxtaposed against a pastel pink template.
I left my 5-day, my initial training, as if a veil had been lifted.
This is Sarah, one of like the main cult members who left.
That sounds fantastic.
Who's like a big
People that took it
whistleblower.
described it as so enlightening, or like a veil was being lifted. It was undoubtedly effective, but not because this information was so profound and Keith was revealing secrets of the world or anything. Plain and simple, this really looks like brainwashing.
Rick Ross studies groups like NXIVM.
In my opinion, it's basically copied from other sources, specifically Scientology.
That's what I was gonna say.
and
It's
X.
super on brand with
all of that
Scientology.
mixed together, and that becomes NXIVM.
Experts have said it's like a copy of Scientology or
Mhm.
other similar cult-like beliefs. It's not original, and it's not truly life-changing. Still, that's
It's
what it's
very
described as by
Scientology-like.
NXIVM leaders.
And the first step is making a vow of obedience to her as me being a slave and her being my master. Again,
Yeah.
she used the word slave. She used the word slave.
And women were even blackmailed to keep NXIVM's secrets. Sarah Edmondson, featured on ABC News, says she gave Laura Salzman, Nancy Salzman's daughter, a written confession and nude photos so she couldn't leave without fear of repercussion.
One Salzman had demanded highly compromising collateral.
You need to provide something to me that I'm going to hold forever, just to confirm and to solidify that we'll never share the secret. So what did you give her? So I gave her a written confessional.
Women were hoping for a giant makeover and inspiration. Those that joined were told to diet and eat 800 calories a day instead of the 2,000 recommended. But I'm sure followers found a way to justify that. He was only helping them change their lives, right? And being pushed was fair if they broke the diet, right? Because they should be following the rules to better change their lives. Well, it's worth noting here that when you're starving, like literally starving yourself, it's much harder to concentrate. One woman that had tried the diet...
Gay Harem just resubscribed for 2 months. No other girlies content will ever hold a candle to Holly. Keep up the great work, Queen.
I'm going to warn you, things start to get pretty graphic from here. I want to say, oh, it gets better, and hey, come
No,
back
it
in
gets
2
so
minutes and things will die
crazy.
down, but that's not the case. Things get worse.
You
If
guys
you
should
don't
really,
believe you'll be able
like-
to handle mentions of branding and slavery, I'd recommend clicking away, and I more than understand. There was a method to the branding. It was supposed to be precisely 7 strokes, 1 line across and 2 diagonal lines to
So
form
they
a
branded
sideways K.
women.
Then
Kind
4
of
smaller
skipped over
lines
that.
to form the sideways R beneath.
They branded a
and
certain
the little
group.
spoon to the big spoon of the K. The women were supposed to be naked. They were supposed to be videotaped. They were supposed to be held down on a table, arms above the head, legs spread, ankles and wrist bound, helpless,
And this is an
vulnerable,
MLM,
exposed.
like,
And they were supposed to say the
humanitarian
following:
thing.
"Please brand me. It would be an honor I would want to wear for the rest of my life." That last part is the most important. They should probably say that before they're held down, so it doesn't seem like they're being coerced. Keith Rainier told actress Allison Mack, his lover, disciple, and slave. And Keith branded these women with his initials.
She says she was told the brand was a Latin symbol, but realized it really included the letters K and R, which are also the initials.
And A and
Rainier.
M.
I lost it when I figured that out.
Your
It's-
stamp is property of someone.
They've kind of been leaving that out, but
I'm not
also
owned by
Allison
Keith.
Mack.
Sarah Edmondson said she
Initials were
thought
also
about getting a
included.
tattoo
That's why
at
she's
first,
being
and
arrested.
then even believed her branding was a Latin symbol. But Sarah describes the ordeal as worse than childbirth.
It was the most inhumane, horrific way to treat anybody.
What was that like?
It was worse than childbirth.
It was worse than childbirth?
Yeah. It was, imagine a hot laser
It was a
driving
soldering
across your flesh
iron.
for 30 minutes without anesthetic.
When she realized the branding was KR, Keith's initials, she was furious and said she's not cattle. Unfortunately, many of these women were treated worse than cattle. Although the branding may have actually been Mac's idea because Allison said a tattoo wasn't intense enough, it was Keith that truly ran the operation. Keith's ex-girlfriend Natalie says that even before NXIVM, what Keith was able to do was immediately ascertain your weak points and insecurities. And then he takes those insecurities and convinces you he's helping you with them. But it's just things he uses to hold you hostage. These women were sex
What a
slaves for Rainier.
psychopath.
There's no gentle way to say that, and I don't want to diminish their suffering by calling them his partners or lovers. These women didn't feel that they had a choice. They'd been brainwashed, they were starving, they were branded, and higher-ups in NXIVM had nude photos of them to blackmail them. That's not a partnership. They were slaves, and they were tortured. It wasn't until 2017 that the full extent of what NXIVM really was came into light, thanks to Frank Parlato, a former NXIVM publicist, and Mark Vincente. I'll explain who Mark is first, since he's the one who wrote the article calling Vincente a hero to begin with. To date, Frank has been accused of fraud and cheating the IRS. He was supposed to stand trial in May 2020, but because of everything that's going on as of writing this, it doesn't look like that's happening. At least not yet. Frank faces charges for his actions against the IRS and wire fraud, but he is no longer believed to have stolen $1 million from heirs of the Seagrams' liquor fortune. Frank says that, in fact, it was Keith Rainier and Claire Bronfman, an heir to the fortune, that set him up. Before I continue forward with Frank's investigations, let me back up and tell you who Claire is. There's a lot of people involved in this, so bear with me. Claire Bronfman had been an heiress to billions of dollars before she came involved with this cult. She apparently poured out $150 million into NXIVM after her sister Sarah began taking their classes. Sarah persuaded Claire, who was 23 and competing as a show jumper for horse shows, to join, and soon they were paying Salzman as a personal coach. Claire bought a house near NXIVM's headquarters in Clifton Park, New York, and a horse farm up the road so she could continue her training. Between her classes, she would compete in tournaments. Eventually, she ditched her equestrian sponsor, a German clothing company, and opted instead to wear a purple and black jacket emblazoned with NXIVM. Rainier began taking a close interest in Claire, former members say. With no history as an equestrian, he began to train Claire in an effort to get her on the U.S. Olympic team. They encouraged her to compete because he thought if Claire made it into the Olympics, he would be known as this great world coach, get fame, and be exposed to the Olympian world, says Barbara Boshi, who was the leader within
What a
NXIVM and Rainier's
psychopath.
girlfriend before leaving the group in 2000.
I wonder if Marilyn,
Boshi says
I don't
she remembers
know.
going with Salzman
Marilyn.
and Rainier to watch Claire compete.
Wow,
After making the U.S.
it's
team but
fucked
failing
up.
to make the cut to compete in the Olympics in 2004, Claire eventually stopped competing. Things only spiraled down from there. Although her father, Edgar Bronfman, initially took interest in their courses and referred to Salzman as one of the most influential females in my life, Bronfman wasn't thrilled with how Claire was spending his money. In 2003, just a few years after its inception, NXIVM was accused of being a cult. Edgar said this himself in a Forbes article. "I think it's a cult," says Bronfman. Though he once took the course and endorsed the program, he hasn't talked to his daughters in months and has grown troubled over the long hours and emotional and financial investment they have been devoting to Rainier's group. One daughter, Claire, 24, has lent the program $2 million at 2.5% interest, the senior Bronfman says. She denies this. Keith, of course, was furious, and they say that because of her father's criticism, Claire had committed an irreparable sin against NXIVM. However, we've seen MLMs be accused of cultish behaviors in the past, and as of 2003, this was no different. NXIVM was still in business, but whether it was because of the strain put on Claire, or simply that she learned to be manipulative from Keith herself, Claire started going after Frank. As he puts it, "She knew I had recovered assets for her. I know she knew because she sued the managing partner."
McSwain12 just resubscribed for 3 months. Keep it up, Queen.
Thank you,
I had
love.
done by
Thank you for
recovering
the 12 months. Oh my god, a
$26
year.
million
It's our
in assets from the
anniversary.
project. Then, within 3 months of winning that lawsuit against the managing partner who Keith Rainier selected, she was in the grand jury in Buffalo telling them the exact opposite, that I had cheated her in order to put me in prison. As messed up as this sounds, accusing someone of a crime they didn't commit, I'm grateful it happened. If not, Frank may never have made the in-depth report on NXIVM in 2017. He spoke in depth about the branding process and wrote an article citing why Dr. Danielle Roberts, a medical professional that actually carried out this branding, should have her license revoked. He spoke about the Salzmans, posed the question if Claire Bronfman had a 500-calorie diet because Keith says fat on women disturbs the transmission of essential energy
And
to
fat-phobic,
him, and
of
says
course.
the actress Nikki
Are we
Fine
surprised?
had also been branded. All of these came out in mid-June 2017,
Disgusting, man.
including advice from a former Rainier supporter on why people should leave and save their lives. Whether or not Frank did this as some sort of revenge, or he was horrified all along, I can't speak to his intentions. But thanks, in part to Frank getting the ball rolling, the New York Times picked up the story. As for Mark Vincente, hopefully you haven't forgotten that name yet, he was another important role and true hero to this NXIVM saga. He was the one that put his story out there and gave it the publicity needed. As Frank writes, "Shortly after I broke the branding story in June 2017 on the Frank Report, and the New York Times was putting together or trying to put together a story, Barry Meyer, the New York Times writer, that most thorough and spectacular wordsmith, a man who can in 1,000 words destroy a cult, was seeking to find people to go on the record. Naturally, I was willing, but who was I? Just an indicted guy, indicted by Bronfman's lies, who wrote a salacious blog condemning Rainier with every justification to get back at them, maybe with lies. What proof was there that this insane story was true? Meyer needed other people on the record to write a story about the secretive group that branded women. Now, you all know the wealthy Bronfman's propensity to litigate. You must realize that the New York Times has to survive on its credibility, and if you put these two facts together, you will realize how hard it was for the Times to actually publish this story. And the only way it was ever going to be published is with ample sources on the record and complete vetting. So, who was going to be on the record? Almost no one. The only woman who was branded, and this was slavery if there ever was, who was willing to go on record and actually show the world the brand was Sarah Edmondson. But I doubt she would have done that if Mark had not been there first, willing to go on the record, putting himself on the line. Mark had his picture taken, him and Bonnie, his wife, for the New York Times. He was then declaring war on Rainier. And again, let me remind you, there was no investigation by law enforcement. He was far more likely to be investigated himself by law enforcement in the Northern District of New York. Keith and the witch-like Claire Bronfman were almost sure to go and file some false criminal complaint against him. If Mark hadn't come out as a former NXIVM member to validate Sarah's story, it would have never been told. The New York Times couldn't have picked it up, with only one source. Without Mark, NXIVM might have taken much longer to take down. So thank you, Mark Vicente, though I know it's a couple years late, for telling your story. It was dangerous, and I'm sure it couldn't have been an easy decision to make. But thank you for making it. From there, in late 2017, investigations truly began in earnest. ABC got a hold of the story in December, speaking to the branding ritual with Sarah Edmondson, the former NXIVM member I mentioned earlier. Obviously, once the story was released, there were no more excuses. Their secrets were revealed, and Keith Rainier was arrested in late March 2018. Rainier obviously denied having done any wrong at first. His lawyer said everything was consensual. There are well-known groups of men who brand themselves, attorney Mark Agnifino said. A group of women do that and suddenly they're victims. But when pressed about the branding, he replied, I'm not qualified to say what is normal. I understand these are Keith's lawyers. Obviously they're going to say whatever they have to, but it's despicable for anyone, to consider branding acceptable. Just because these groups of men are doing it doesn't mean these NXIVM women should have been subjected to it. Have they never heard of that phrase, just because everyone is jumping off of a bridge doesn't mean you should? That kind of mindset is what gets us here in the first place. People blindly trusting others like Allison Mack and Rainier's celebrity clients to steer them in the right direction. The charges kept stacking up against Rainier, though, until they're almost too long to list. Prosecutors said Rainier had a stable of over 50 female slaves. They say he told his followers that men needed multiple sexual partners while women should be monogamous. Nancy Salzman, Keith Rainier's partner, said that Rainier had no knowledge of the Dominus Obsequious Sororium, a phrase which means master over slave women. Apparently, all the brandings and slave meetings were under her watch, as she explained. I was in one mode, Project Keith. My main priority was that Keith was okay. If you ask me, even during the trial, she was in that Project Keith mode because I don't believe for a second Keith wasn't aware of the abuse. At the very least, he was aware of the meetings. According to Salzman, the group would meet 3 times a week, with members required to pose for a naked group photo at the start of every meeting and send it to Rainier. We were supposed to be in uniform, all looking the same, and all fully frontally naked, Salzman testified. Rainier required the brands on the women to be on full display, and they should all appear happy. If they weren't to his satisfaction, he would sometimes request a new photo. If our legs weren't spread enough, we'd have to spread our legs more, Salzman said, adding that the group members were aware that his preferences skewed towards up-close vaginal pictures. So Salzman can somehow say, oh, the DOS meetings were all me, yet testify to this? Rainier was the one controlling these women, including Salzman herself. That's no excuse whatsoever for her actions, but he was the one at the top of this pyramid. And understand here, I'm not talking about the business. Fuck the business. The MLM is the least of his crimes. I'm talking about the pyramid-shaped cult that was going on. DOS members were also required to do penance for perceived misdeeds. Such penance included paddlings with a leather strap, which Rainier would occasionally supervise remotely via a conference call. He called in and wanted to make sure we were flicking the wrist hard enough, Salzman said. She testified that a fellow DOS member, Daniela Padilla, told her Rainier had once been violent towards her after accusing her of being in a prideful state. She had been on the floor and he had kicked her, Salzman recounted Padilla telling her. Rainier had also planned to build a dungeon in the basement of the sorority house, and Padilla purchased various BDSM sex toys for use during penance, as a sex toy company owner testified last week. Padilla had also planned to purchase a cage, though she canceled the order shortly after the inner workings of DOS were made public in spring of 2017. Rainier also drafted a public statement defending the existence of DOS while simultaneously denying he had anything to do with it. The statement, which was read at trial, accused the media of shaming the women for engaging in consensual activities and spearheading a campaign against the rights of women and alternative lifestyles. At one point in the email, Rainier compared DOS members to authors of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh my
How can you
God.
clearly defend something you had no knowledge about? Clearly, so clearly, he knew. NXIVM's operations were obviously suspended, and even with the offer of a $10 million bond on the table, Rainier sat in jail. Claire, too, was arrested for racketeering conspiracy, while Allison Mack and Rainier faced charges of sex trafficking conspiracy, and forced labor conspiracy. But one story stood out above all the others through this hellish process. Those of you that are already familiar with Keith Rainier might already know about this, but to those of you who don't, well, I'm going to warn you that this is probably the most disturbing thing I've found against this man.
Oh, no.
Although this occurred in 1993 and was reported on by the Times Union in 2012, police ignored these reports until it was too late. A young woman named Rhiannon was just 12 years old when Rainier offered her free tutoring. Rhiannon says that he taught her how to hug back in 1993. But she explains that no, this wasn't limited to hugging. She says he taught her how to hug the way adults do, pelvis to pelvis. Pelvis Rainier took her virginity at the age of 12, before Rhiannon was even in middle school. The Times Union reported in 2012 that the girl liked being able to hang out with Rainier and the other women around him. She thought sex was just part of fitting in. They told me I was smart and took an interest in me. They let me spend every afternoon at their house, she said. It was exciting to be somewhere where people wanted me. I was perfect picking, insecure at the time. To have someone that mature and that well thought of to be interested in me, it was flattering. I was very young, inexperienced, overwhelmed, and out of my league. This video from Times Union of the now adult, then child, that was taken advantage of by Rainier is horrifying. She lists every place they'd ever done it and said, "He took my innocence, I can never get that back." Although she signed a deposition back in 1993 and Rainier was accused of raping at least 4 other children between the ages of 12 to 15 in that time frame, nothing was done. Nothing, at least, that could stop him from creating NXIVM and harming even more women.
This is why
Though it may be some sort of consolidation that he's in prison now, I can only imagine how hard it was for Rhiannon to know that he walked free. Trying to process that at 12 years old, not be taken seriously, and then hear that Rainier did this to countless others, I don't really have words for it. Another woman, Gina Melita, has yet another victim of Rainier to speak out, and finally, during this time, to be taken seriously. Gina says, "I was falling asleep watching television, and as I was dozing, he touched my face, my legs, and made a pass. Shortly thereafter, Gina recalls losing her virginity to Rainier and said it was very painful, and a half hour later, Keith said, maybe the second time won't be so bad, and so we did it again. She was 15, he was 24. Gina Hutchinson, the Gina we mentioned earlier in this video, who did a soul much older than her body, as Rainier said, tragically never got to see Keith behind bars. She committed suicide in 2002 by shooting herself in the head. Rainier had told Gina that she was a Buddhist goddess meant to be with him, so even though we can't definitively connect Gina Hutchinson's death to do anything with him, at the very least I can say she would have been better off not knowing him. The 2 Ginas in the same year, 1984, should have never endured what they did. Rainier was 24, while both were young teenagers between 14 to 16. Then, in his 30s, it was a 12-year-old. I'm not going to sit here and explain why that's fucked up. If you need to debate that point, you really need to take a look at yourself in the mirror. To anyone that could have possibly defended him until now, what justification is there for this? There's none. There's literally no reason why this ever should have happened in the first place. He was a master manipulator, not some child prodigy born to change the world, as he implies. Mark Vincente himself took the stand during trial, the man that truly allowed his story to break. Times Union wrote, he testified that many people joined NXIVM, a purported self-help organization based in Colony, to better help themselves to promote good in the world. They ended up being exploited. It's a fraud, it's a lie, he said, choking up. It's this well-intended veneer that covers horrible, incredible evil. Vincente, who spent 12 years at NXIVM, touched on several topics Thursday, including films he said Rainier wanted him to make. He said Rainier wanted him to produce a cult-busting film to reject the notion that cults exist. Critics of NXIVM had for years accused the organization of being cult-like. Rainier suggested they pay a family $1 million to be filmed and portrayed as a cult, for all the project to reveal it was untrue, but it was not made. Within NXIVM, members were told the word doesn't exist, Vincente testified. He would say, "What is a cult?" Vincente recalled. With the overabundance of evidence we've gone through, the verdict was guilty as expected. Allison Mack pled guilty, Nancy Salzman pled guilty, and several celebrity members left the cult shortly before things blew up or the moment it began to be reported on. Personally, I think they should still be investigated and held accountable, but I understand that at the time, there were bigger fish to fry. Sentencing has been delayed multiple times now as this case is still ongoing. Although the crimes have been committed and the verdicts given, there's still more to the story here. Because NXIVM was pretending to be a business, and this means they can be sued as such. The 189-page complaint from 80 victims against 19 higher-ups in NXIVM was filed on January 28, 2020, this year. Reading the complaint, I can hardly believe that this is still happening in our world today, so recently. Often when I hear about shady businesses, their worst acts have been decades ago. I'm not saying that excuses anything, but at least it feels like there's progress being made to see those older dates. But this wasn't shut down until 2.5 years ago, and what the complaint alleges is nothing short of utterly terrifying. I can't possibly go through every page with you guys, but I'll read an overview so you can get a feel for the insanity these people endured. I'm also going to name every single one of the 19 plaintiffs now because I think it's important to have these names exposed. So long as they are free to live their lives, with maybe some minor consequences, some without, the public deserves to know that they are dangers to society. Keith Rainier, Nancy Salzman, Claire Bronfman, Sarah Bronfman, Lauren Salzman, Allison Mack, Kathy Russell, Karen Uttreiner, Dr. Brandon Porter, Dr. Danielle Roberts, Daniela Padilla Bergeson, Rosa Laura Junco, Loretta J. Garza Davia, Monica Duran, Nikki Klein. These people are the individual defendants aside from obviously NXIVM Corporation itself. These people are the doctors that held members down while branding them, the members that convinced others to trust them that they should join, and they should have this follow them every time you search their names. So what did they do exactly? Page 5 states how the plaintiffs were dependent on the defendants to an unhealthy extent. On a near-daily basis, these victims were told that they were failing to advance on the straight path, NXIVM terminology, and improve their careers, income, and well-being because they were not working hard enough. Once defendants had stripped members of their psychological defenses, they exploited these highly vulnerable people for advantage and gain. This included coercing members into working for the defense.
You guys made me stop the story. Moss sequel? Might you see Octavia? What? Stop. No way. Are we really getting a Moss sequel? There's no way. Oh my. Please. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Defendants on exchanges in which they would be severely undercompensated
You're
or
joking.
uncompensated for their labors. Quitting was a failure and would result in immense shame and humiliation. Then on page 6, there is literally an entire section called Illegal Experimentation on Human Beings. When I saw that headline, my stomach dropped. There was that much involvement of human experimentation that there's an entire page in the lawsuit on it. They state that at least 40 members of the NXIVM community, trusting in Rainier, Nancy Salzman, and defendant Dr. Brandon Porter, were subjected to human fright experiments in which individuals were seated in front of a video display with EEG electrodes placed on their skulls to measure brainwaves. These subjects believed they were going to watch a talk by Rainier, but instead were subjected to scenes of escalating violence, including actual extremely graphic footage of the brutal beheading and dismemberment of 5 women in Mexico.
What?
And we're only on page 6 out of 189 pages. Page 7. First held masters, high positions in DOS, were tasked with selecting attractive, trustworthy women who would become sexual partners for Rainier. Recruits were told that they were being invited to join a sisterhood, which would empower them to overcome the weaknesses that Rainier and other defendants taught them to held back in life. Recruits were told that DOS offered a unique opportunity to enter a one-on-one mentorship with women who had been elevated in stature within the community and who thus were looked up to as role models. Page 7 continues, saying that collateral had to be provided, the nude images or videos we mentioned earlier. Even letters falsely accusing close family members or unethical or illegal conduct. Page 8 states in black and white that DOS was a master-slave relationship explained as no different from a guru and disciple or mentor-mentee. If that were the case, why not call it teacher and student? Well, we know why. This was the opposite of empowering. These women were stripped of any power they had. They were meant to be controlled. DOS slaves were subjected to a severely abusive environment, which included caloric deprivation, sleep deprivation, arduous physical labor, performance of menial tasks, and a variety of punishments for any failure to fully comply with their master's commands. They had to check in with their masters when they awoke and when they went to bed with text messages of good morning M and good night M. They had to be available 24 hours a day due to readiness drills. They would get a text with a question mark, nothing more, and they had 1 minute to respond with ready M. Otherwise, they'd have consequences like cold showers, hold themselves in a plank position, be ridiculed, or stripped naked and be paddled. Again, this is not a teacher and a student relationship. This is slavery. This is torture. Rainier was convincing and coercing people to be his sex slaves. And the stories each plaintiff gives are similar, how they trusted him and how they thought he was this brilliant man that could help them. Jane Doe 1, page 14, says that she was a resident of Mexico, then traveled to Albany, New York, lured with promises of training and employment as a computer programmer and personal tutoring and mentoring by Rainier. She was 16 years old. Rainier and his inner circle spent 2 years grooming her, ultimately leading her to believe that having sex with Rainier was necessary for their relationship to evolve to a higher stage, which she continued to believe would lead her to partnering with Rainier in this development of his revolutionary technology and securing the Ivy League university-level education she'd been promised. At some point, Jane Doe 1 informed Rainier that she was attracted to another man and experiencing romantic feelings. She informed Rainier that she would no longer have sex with him. Therefore, he and his members of his inner circle began a campaign of extreme isolation, culminating in her confinement to a room with virtually no human contact for nearly 2 years, during which her pleas to be let out were either rejected or ignored. Defendants eventually sent her back to Mexico with almost no money and no identity papers, which they had taken and refused to give back to her. This one-woman story is just one of 80. Jane Doe 2, a woman that was struggling to overcome past trauma, was instructed by Allison Mack to have sex with Rainier. Mack insisted Jane Doe 2 photograph the encounter and said she had permission to enjoy the experience. Jane Doe 3 joined to become more self-fulfilling, gave collateral, and was also ordered to have sex with Rainier. She acquiesced out of fear of punishment and release and eventually left the community. Jane Doe 4, a very similar, almost verbatim experience. Jane Doe 5 gave Lauren Salzman several rounds of collateral and was then branded. She moved home several times out of fear, going into hiding. Jane Doe 7 was instructed to hold her feet while she was branded, and she realized she was being videotaped. She was branded on her pubic region with a cauterizing pen in a process that was extremely painful. The wound did not close for 2 months. Jane Doe 10 and 11 both participated in readiness drills and provided services to their master. Jane Doe 19 had false police charges filed against her and was unable to sleep for 12 days after the electrodes experiment. Jane Doe 22 suffered from Tourette's syndrome and was subjected to several verbal abuses that led to severe psychological trauma. And there's so much more. Women being taught they're inferior, being ordered to smash their face into a tree or let themselves pass out, and the results of the human fright experiments which still haunt people to this day. I scrolled through the whole thing, and let me tell you, it reads like something out of a horror novel. It's pure slavery and experimentation. Rainier enjoyed watching people suffer. That's all there is to it. After reading about the charges and the lawsuit, I want nothing more than these people to be locked away for the longest time possible. They are a serious danger to the world, and they treat people as less than human. Brainwashed or not, these dozens of men and women deserve justice. I hope they can get it, and Rainier suffers the same hell he put countless people, even children, through. In the end, one gigantic problem is how legitimate Rainier seemed, how he got away with this for so long. The Ethical Science Foundation, formed by the Bronfmans, sponsored him and a $20 million check in 2004.
Wow.
He was named one of the smartest men alive by the Guinness Book of World Records. Keith had celebrity endorsements and people doing his dirty work. He was a genius, but a genius at manipulating others. Hopefully, he rots in jail for it, and later hell. So many of these Jane Does in this lawsuit didn't want to step forward, and it makes me wonder if there are still those who haven't. I hope people can find them and speak out in groups like this, even if it's scary. If Mark and Sarah didn't, we don't know how this NXIVM story would have actually ended, or how many more women and girls Rainier could have harmed. But if I could only say one thing about NXIVM, it would be this. MLMs are pyramid schemes designed as businesses. This is a sex cult disguised as an MLM. And with that note, that's where I'm going to end today's pretty disturbing video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down
Wow.
below. I'm sure many of you have a lot of opinions about a lot of this quite horrifying information I've shared with you today. Make sure to...
Yeah. Yeah, like... Oof. What a creepy guy. What's up? What's up?
It's like they're
Finishing. My second coat. It's not been easy.
Why do you say that?
It's just not been physically easy.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me kind of. But yeah, there's a ton of information on that coal. It goes a lot deeper than what we did, I gotta say, but that was some new information I hadn't heard. So that was interesting for sure. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to avoid brush strokes, but it's just like... I'm not good at this. Guys, this is just... It's unethical. Okay. Let's hope it dries evenly. We'll see. No idea. Ow! We're getting a new dishwasher, don't worry about it. Okay. This last little section right here. Honestly, I'm locked now. I'm just like, when did I paint this? I need to prime that little part. I guess I just like missed that. Okay, let me see here. Oof. It's a nice little flick of paint there. Okay. Guys. I'm gonna let this second coat dry on this other side. Like, my goodness. Alright. But yeah, I'm gonna take a break for a while. I might be back live later, I don't know. I'm unsure. Oof. What the fuck? Super Bowl trivia. Oh. Ugh. It's getting weird. Okay. I guess. We'll host someone. Oh, okay. Alright. Wait, the mom... Oh, okay. But everyone, make sure to join Discord. We're going to be doing that Britney documentary. We're going to be showing that with everybody. So make sure to be there or be square, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh. Have a good night, everyone. Bye. Oof.